Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, would you please call the roll?
Senators Aguilar, Baumgardner, Cook, Quorum, Court, Crowder, Donovan, Finberg, Fields, Garcia, Gardner, Guzman, Hill, Holbert, John, Jones, Kagan, Gafalis, Kerr, Lambert,
Excused.
Lundberg, Marble, Martinez Humanic, Merrifield, Moreno,
Absent.
Williams, Priola, Scott,
Excused.
Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Tate, Todd, Zinzinger, Moreno. Mr. President.
Here. Morning roll call is 34 present, 0 absent, 1 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Court, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, guests, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Approval of the journal. Senator Fenberg. No.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the journal of Monday, January 24th, 2017 be dispensed with and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. That is your last day with the script, Senator Fenberg. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege by Senator Cook.
The motion is to proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion is adopted. Senator Cook.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege to recognize the employees of the Colorado oil and gas industry.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to be doing a tribute for the oil and gas industry because they are so vital to our economy here in Colorado. And the tribute, the Senate of the Colorado Legislature convened in the first regular session of the 71st General Assembly hereby extends heartiest congratulations and commendation to the employees of the Colorado oil and gas industry. We recognize the critical role oil and natural gas plays in providing safe, affordable, and reliable energy for Colorado citizens. Oil and natural gas have been a part of Colorado's history for over 150 years and are an important part of the state's economy, supporting over 100,000 jobs. And Colorado is in the forefront of environmental regulation, development, and implementing some of the most stringent standards in the country. We recognize the tremendous role of the employees of our state energy industry playing in providing the energy we need, the economy we want, and the environment we value. So on request of Senator John Cook, given this 25th day of January 2017, State Capitol, Denver, Colorado, signed President of the Senate Kevin J. Grantham. I'd like to recognize all the employees here from the oil and gas industry. Please stand up and be recognized. In addition, I'd like to give out a robust and hearty thank you to the oil and gas industry coming from Weld County, because the oil and gas industry is so important up there to us in Weld County. It provides $4.8 million in severance tax to us in Weld County. 87% of all the oil and gas development is in Weld County. We have over 25,000 wells in Weld County alone. And because of that, and because of the severance, we have zero debt in Weld County. We don't even have a sales tax. And in large part is because of the oil and gas industry. You support over 10,000 jobs in Weld County alone. Average income is $74,000. Statewide, you provide $31.7 billion in economic impact, 38,650 direct jobs with an average income of $105,000, twice the average of all industries in Colorado. $102,000 indirect jobs at $7.6 billion. And again, I want to shout out to the oil and gas because my son is a petroleum engineer, went to Colorado School of Mines, and that's the second oldest degree program right after mining engineer at the Colorado School of Mines. And so it has been so valuable, so important to us as a state and to my county, and I just wanted to say thank you again for everything that you've done. Appreciate it.
Senator John.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I, too, want to welcome everyone here today. It's been an incredibly great industry to work with over the years that I have been here. And I know I have several people from my district here, and I hope that you stop to stop for just a minute and come down to say hello in the lobby. It is an incredibly important industry to this state. It provides incredible jobs, and it has been a really great industry for our economy. I am one that has always believed in a really diverse programs throughout the state, so thank you for being here today, and welcome to the Capitol.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I too want to welcome those of you that are here this morning. I want to talk just briefly about the importance of women in energy, and I think that's been one of the job growing. I see a woman over there raising her hands, but that has been one of the things that we have seen and are learning more about. My husband and I run a summer program, and this last summer we had Halliburton come out with their big truck and just kind of help let young women know what kinds of jobs and what kinds of opportunities are out there. And so a diversified portfolio is how we function in Colorado, and I congratulate you and thank you for being with us today.
Senator Coram.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Cook, I am hoping that you will help me because in rural western Colorado, 70% of our lands are federal. And if you would help me open that up for more oil and gas drilling and exploration, we can actually reduce part of that 87% burden that you are carrying on your broad shoulders. So thank you.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Mr. President. At the risk of being fined, and I shouldn't have mentioned how much money oil and gas generates for Weld County because I have a feeling the fine will be a lot bigger. I would like to recognize some of the board members for the Oil and Gas Association: Dan Haley, please stand, Sarah Sandberg, Jason Chan, Bill Cadman, Senate President, former Senate President, for Whiting, Matt Witchbauer, Steve Sullivan, Dave Limbaugh, and Chelsea Nanenkamp, again, for the Colorado Oil and Gas Association.
Mr. Carpenter, do you have a calculator that I can use? $1 apiece, $7, sir. I think you're up, Andrew. Reports of committees of reference.
January 24, 2017, Committee on Local Government. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 34 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. January 24, 2017, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 18 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation, with a recommendation that be placed on the consent calendar. January 24, 2017, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 5 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. January 24, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 75 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. January 24, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 20 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation, with the recommendation that be placed on the consent calendar. January 24, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 13 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation, with the recommendation that be placed on the consent calendar. January 24, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 46 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation, or recommendation that be placed on the consent calendar.
Senate Services.
Correctly engrossed, Senate Bill 26 and 44, Senate Joint Memorial 1, Senate Joint Resolution 2, correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 15.
Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Will the clerk please read the title to all the bills on the consent calendar?
Senate Bill 26 by Senator Sonnenberg and Representative Arndt concerning requirements governing implementation of the state engineer's function in connection with the restructuring of the fee that the state engineer may charge for rating certain types of water infrastructure, repealing certain requirements, and updating language in the statutes regarding the division of water resources.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on third reading consent calendar? Seeing none. We need a motion in order to have a motion for me to talk about. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, we got a little ahead there, but Mr. President, I move adoption of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar.
Now, is there any discussion on any of the bill on third reading consent calendar? Seeing none. Are there any no votes on any of the bills, the bill, on the third reading consent calendar? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 26 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Donovan, Senator Crowder, third reading of bills. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 44?
Senate Bill 44 by Senators Kerr and Representative Arndt concerning the scheduled repeal of reports by the Department of Regulatory Agencies to the General Assembly.
Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 44 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 44. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 44 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Priola, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Guzman, Senator John, Senator Court, Senator Fields, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Kagan, Announcements. I'll just just recognize you. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I've been asked, this is the first time we've had this. As a reminder, any member can ask for a bill on the consent calendar to be removed. And the minority leader has actually asked for Senate Bill 43 to be removed from the consent calendar for tomorrow. That would be Thursday, January 26th. So, Mr. President, I move that we remove Senate Bill 43 from the consent calendar and lay it over until Monday, January 30th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 43 to tomorrow, Mr. Majority Leader? Monday, January 30th. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. That motion is adopted. Are we on? Fantastic. Announcements. Senator Fields.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Members, I had a meeting this morning with some superintendents in Bennett, Byers, Strasburg, and Watkins, and I was advised that 2 teens were killed last night and 3 were injured in a rollover car crash near Bennett. These students were These students were leaving from a high school activity. There were no drugs involved. There were no alcohol involved in this accident or this crash. They were just driving too fast. And if you have a chance to look online or look in the paper, you can see the devastating impact of this vehicle. So I would really like that you keep this family in your prayers. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I would ask for, or Mr. President, before I do that, I should ask for a moment of personal privilege, please.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I am so excited to have 2 young people here that have indeed excelled and have met the requirement for esteemed accomplishments. We have with us 2 people in blue jackets over there. If they'll stand up, they're part of the state FFA team. Ryan Lotta from Cedar Ridge serves currently as the Vice President of the Colorado FFA, and Megan Capps from Fruta serves as the Treasurer. They are here to speak to the Joint Ag Committees today, but I wanted you to have an opportunity to meet the best of the best when it comes to our youth in agriculture. Please help me welcome them.
Senator Baumgardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder, members, tomorrow, Thursday, is the Colorado Legislative Sportsmen's Caucus lunch. And it is a bipartisan group to talk about hunting, fishing, and shooting sports and other activities in the state. If you can, please attend. It's in room 107, I believe. Yeah, room 107 downstairs at noon. Thank you.
Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to flag for my members, my fellow senators on the floor, that of course today is our first Behavioral Health Caucus, but specifically want to note that at 12:40, if you guys have any behavioral health legislation that you are working on that you would like to present and get feedback or gain support for, you will have that opportunity today. So please join us to learn more about behavioral health or present an idea that you have on behavioral health, and that'll be in 357 today from noon to 1. Thank you very much.
Senator Koufalos.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, colleagues. Just one last reminder. Also at 12 noon, we have the first meeting of the Runaway and Homeless Youth Caucus. That will be in House Committee Room 109. And if you're able to join us, that would be wonderful. The topic today is understanding youth homelessness.
Senator Kagan? No? No? Okay. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple announcements, members, if I could have your attention. Health and Human Services is scheduled upon adjournment to meet in Senate Committee Room 352. That meeting will be moved to Committee Room 354. So Health and Human Services moving from 352 to 354. Those are right next to each other, so it's not too big a change. Also, Senator Scott is out again today, and for that reason, the minority leader will receive a letter as soon as it is prepared. But to let you know, this afternoon on State Veterans and Military Affairs, Senator Hill will replace Senator Scott on that committee only for today. So thank you for that, your attention to those two announcements. And with that, Mr. President, I move that the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Thursday, January 26th.
Very good. The motion before the body is to adjourn to 9 a.m. Thursday, January 26th. If there is no objection, we will be adjourned.